Baby, I can't lie, you look amazing. Like the models in my Playboy pages. Flashback.
Alright, and welcome back to the new Madden Redskins rebuild. So in this episode, or in this series I should say, we will be rebuilding the Washington Redskins, but we're going to be doing it at players all under 70 overall. So I'm going to do this in multitudes of ways. First off, I'm going to be taking free agents off out of like the free agency to get like good 70 overall players. So we'll like take a look here at some of the players that might potentially make this squad under 70 overall so far on quarterbacks. You know, maybe Cole McDonald might be a good development quarterback, or potentially even Tyree Jackson again, having Tyree here. And other roster spots will obviously open it up at the end of the preseason, so could potentially get a guy like maybe Josh Rosen. But also I'm going to allow myself to trade for like good potential young 70 overall players. So for example, let's just go to all. If I wanted to get like a good young franchise quarterback, potentially trading, but I'm gonna try and make sure that my like in terms of like free agency during the off season, I'm not gonna allow myself to sign anybody over 70 overall, or for anything more than the game's base minimum contract. So like say I wanted a guy for the long haul, sign him to 7 years, you know, $550,000 with no bonus. So that way he's getting paid the least amount possible. So let's see, let's go to a position like quarterbacks, where we got guys like Patrick Mahomes. And let's see, like Jalen Hurts might be a good quarterback to trade for. Jordan Love might be a good quarterback to trade for. I mean, I might just trade for Jalen Hurts off the bat. He might be a good developmental quarterback. You know, the story is that he's going to take over the Eagles. Well, what if I trade for him and make him the Redskins quarterback to rebuild? Now, obviously, I can keep quarterbacks under 70 overall, so potentially Dwayne Haskins might be my little pet project quarterback. At 68 overall, I mean, yeah, he might just be the quarterback that makes this roster. 23 overall, but it doesn't quite have the speed, so potentially trade him to the Eagles, and then trade for a Jalen Hurts, who's a little bit younger and a lot bit faster. So potentially look at that. I mean, I'll be looking for a multitude of ways to build this 70 overall team. Gonna try and look for young, really like potentially great players, you know, whether it's a receiver, then they got speed, or a tight end, and they got, you know, if they got like good hands and good speed and good route running. Like we'll see some of the young potential guys that we're able to trade for, and also it would help acquire draft assets for the future. Now I'm going to limit, you know, how that's done, whether that's, you know, limiting the first rounders, limiting, you know, how much trade value I can get out of a player, or something along those lines. I'll make sure that I limit myself on that. To be determined later on. I'll probably just like make sure that I don't have any. A good way to rebuild might be in like in our other rebuild, where it's like I have no first round picks, and then, you know, potentially limit it to like 3 picks a round or something like that. But like tight ends, you know, a great trade might potentially be Adam Troutman, who's really young, or potentially Dalton Keene, who's really young and really fast. So this guy might be on the roster. A lot of Patriots guys down here, seeing as how they have one of the worst tight end cores in the game. Fuck, pretty much their entire tight end group is right here with these 3 guys. But yeah, potentially Keene might be a guy to take out their roster, seeing as how they got so many. They probably wouldn't even require great value for it. Donald Parham Jr. has gone off this season. He might be a potential trade. Jay Sternberger, who's still young and still has good speed. Hasn't quite performed for the Packers this year, but potentially in the future. So just see if there's like any steals down here, like Kobe Parkinson might be a steal, potentially. But guys under 65 I would probably be a little bit more weary about. Hunter Bryant might actually be a good trade. Didn't he? Could have swore maybe that was a different Bryant that went to the Browns. But yeah, just the plan is just to rebuild this team through trades and through free agency. I'll give you guys the end of the preseason update, the like finalized roster update version of the team before we head into the regular season. Now, I've tried to make this challenging. I got it on all Madden and competitive. So I think setting the team to under 70 overall, even with trades and free agency, might make winning a little bit more difficult. But that will do it for this episode, guys. Be sure to check out all the new Madden stuff coming down the pipeline. Obviously, Madden 20 Season 2 still coming out. Great storylines developing in that series. Warzone, obviously, the content itself and the highlights from it are coming out. Red Dead Online is Greedfall, and also Assassin's Creed is potentially on the way, along with a ton of other stuff, guys. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for supporting the channel. Like and sub, do all that great stuff. That would really help me out.
Baby, I can't lie, you look amazing. Like the models in my Playboy pages. Flashback to Miami.